He's the man with the musical Midas touch. He's had a #1 in each of the last 5 decades, and he's notched up over 60 top 10 hits and 40 #1s. And in his spare time, he makes award-winning wine. I hope he's brought me a case. He's just finished his Time Machine tour, and the DVD has, yeah, you've guessed it, gone straight to #1. Will you please welcome the man himself, Sir Cliff Richard. Let's hear you. Cliff, good to see you, Kent.
Hello. I'm good, thank you.
Get yourself down there.
Oh, thank you.
I've got a Christmas card here for you.
Oh.
Somebody's just sent that over from the audience.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
somebody you know?
No, I don't know any of this lot, really.
From Anne.
Any money in a Cliff?
No money at all.
Mean,
no, not even a promise.
And Rita Henley, it's her birthday. Will you wish her happy birthday?
Is Rita here today?
Yeah, she's over there.
Rita, you here? Oh, Rita, front row. Rita Henley, have a happy birthday. How fantastic that you suspended here.
She had nowhere else to go, Cliff. We were the only one who'd take her, seriously. Have you finished your tour?
Yeah, I finished it a week ago yesterday, actually.
How many dates was it? Was it a long one?
No, it wasn't a long one. I rehearsed 5 weeks and we did 14 shows.
Yeah. Oh, that's not too bad.
Well, it made it easier on me, but it was... 5 weeks rehearsal was necessary because it was a very complicated show, and I wanted it to be something really special.
Yeah.
And
Did you enjoy yourself?
Yeah. I loved every minute of it, you know. I just loved it.
Cliff, where'd you get your energy from? Seriously. I mean, what do you use to get so energised? And...
Well, the funny thing is, I never had difficulty with physical energy.
Yeah.
I mean, I've always kept myself pretty fit, and I play tennis when I can, although I didn't this trip at all. The only problem is, Paul, you know, what we do as singers is really most unnatural. To sing for 2 hours, 20 minutes every night, it's not normal by any stretch of the imagination. And the only thing one has to worry about is here.
Yeah.
These 2 little bits of gristle, that, you know, drives me mad. That's the stress factor. A couple of times I woke up with razor blades in my throat.
I thought, no, what am I going to do?
I'm thinking, oh, my goodness, will I cancel tonight? Well, I didn't.
There you go. Good on you, Cliff. You're not proud, kid, you know, aren't you? Are you still on this special diet? I remember last time we were talking about diets.
Yeah, I can hardly call it a diet, though, Paul. It's more like you change your lifestyle in terms of what you eat. It's based on your blood type. And I remember getting a message from a doctor saying, yeah, it's okay, but make sure you get plenty of protein and carbohydrates. And, of course, I do. I'm allowed to eat rice. I can eat spelt bread, so I don't have any wheat. I don't eat dairy, but I can have soya milk. I can eat turkey, chicken. I can eat so many different fishes, loads of veg. And when I go to the Caribbean, I tend to eat a lot of chicken and a lot of flying fish, too.
Yeah, yeah. So that's a healthy diet, isn't it?
It is, and I think basically that, and what I found is, although I have to admit, without even trying, in the first 4 months, I lost 1.5 inches around my waist. And then I started not panicking exactly, and then I realized that no matter what I ate, nothing went on. Is that a dream come true? Fantastic.
Do you know what, Cliff,
if you eat the right things, it doesn't put weight on you.
If I miss a meal, I lose a stone. Seriously.
Oh, there's another way of doing that. Yeah. You have an arm off.
Yeah. But I do. I'm like, if I miss a meal. Yeah,
if you miss a meal, you lose that much weight?
No, that's a
no, I know exactly.
But I do. Yeah, you can see if I don't eat properly.
But you see, you're not a fat person.
No.
What happens is quite often you'll find that sometimes when I wasn't on this particular regime, I'd have a really good meal at night, I'd weigh myself in the morning, and I'd put on 3 pounds. And I'm thinking, but I didn't eat 3 pounds of food. Can you imagine what 3 pounds of sugar would look like?
Exactly.
Big lump like this?
Yeah.
But so sometimes, if you're not a big person, your body reacts almost instantly to either not eating or to eating.
Yeah, it's weird. How do you find on tour, though, getting the proper food? I mean, it's a bit of a nightmare, isn't it?
It is a bit of a nightmare. This last trip, I took my own bread everywhere.
like a mobile shop going on.
That's right, yeah. But generally speaking, if you go to a restaurant anywhere, you know, you can usually find chicken, you can usually find fish, you can find loads of vegetables. So I didn't have a particularly bad time. And I went to one restaurant it was in Belfast, actually, Italian place, and I sent a message to the chef saying, could you let me know which of your pasta is made with Durham wheat?
Durham wheat?
Well, it's semolina based.
Oh, yeah.
And I got a message back saying, all of it. Apparently, most Italian food is made with durum wheat. I didn't realise that.
No.
And durum wheat is very much on my diet, so I get my carbohydrates like that.
Now, Cliff, you were all over the pages on Monday, front pages of the press. Are you really an enigma?
Oh.
And I didn't even know what an enigma is, an enigma.
Well, when I looked it up, I really liked it, so I've started using it now.
An enigma.
Yeah, but it kind of means that people don't understand you or know all about you,
Yeah.
but they remain interested.
Yeah.
I mean, who would have ever thought, Paul, here I sit before you 50 years after having started. I didn't even think I didn't think I'd have my 50th birthday. I didn't, you know, when we were rocking in those days, we thought, oh, we'd probably be dead by the time we're 50. So for me, it's a fantastic surprise to be here. And the very fact that journalists and people are still interested in what I do fascinates me, really. So, and then I discovered one of them called me an enigma. And once I'd looked it up, I thought, well, that's quite nice.
But Garbo, wasn't she an enigma as well?
Yes, because she wanted to be alone.
That's right, she was alone.
Now, look, I've never wanted to be alone. but obviously, you know, they think, when they do an interview with you, sometimes the press make the mistake of believing that you will tell them, you will rip your heart out and pour everything out. Well, I'm afraid that's not true. Most of us don't tell everything to our best friends.
That's right.
We don't even tell it to ourselves.
Exactly, true. Yeah,
so, you know,
true.
so it's come about, and they've created this thing, and I quite like it. So I hope they don't mind me calling myself... Yeah, I mean...
And you said you're going to take your secrets to the grave. Well, Cliff, look at this place as a cemetery. Really, honestly. It won't go any further, will it, folks? Awesome.
Well, I never know how to answer that thing. They asked me, would you talk? I said, look, there are certain things that I'll take to my grave. I don't know if I call them secrets. I don't know whether they're secrets, but, you know, there are things that you, for whatever reason, there are things that you cannot or will not or don't want to share.
Fair enough.
Sometimes, you know, I get the feeling sometimes that people want me to say negative things. And I've believed for a long, long time that really we live in a negative world. Almost everything you read about is negative. And maybe it's because that's what's happening. And I'm thinking to myself, I would rather share a really positive thing with people than a bunch of negative things. And it kind of guides me. And if they don't like it, I'm sorry. Well, they don't have to talk to me, but apparently I'm still an enigma.
Well, I'll put on your answer phone. I want to be alone.
I want to be alone.
I'll do it for you, Cliff. Cliff is not available. He wants to be alone. It's on the DVD.
It's the actual show that I just finished.
Is this the concert,
It is. We did it in Wembley, about the third or fourth show. Sometimes I feel because we were in a rush, you know, the company says, look, you're starting the show in you know, end of November, and we got to get this out by Christmas. And so they rush you into it. But in point of fact, I just saw clips of it, little clips of it, and it was looking pretty good. I often wonder, with live concerts, sometimes on the DVD we all look a little bit too dark. It's dark, but this one they seem to... The lights look good and bright, and I've yet to look at it critically. I haven't looked at it critically.
All the hits are on here, aren't they? All of them, you know?
Well,
Living Doll, you name it,
It's the 50 years, and it was hard to find which songs to do. Sorry, Dad?
Best one so far.
It's what?
It's the best one so far.
It's the best...
Flower House.
Oh.
It's the best one so far,
Would you like a close-up on that?
There's a quote there for the back of the DVD. Lady in the second row, it's the best one so far. What is your favourite... What, have you got a favourite song, Cliff, out of all the hits? I mean...
It's hard to pick on one, Paul, because, you know...
It's the one, you know, when you hear the music, you always think, oh, I'm going to enjoy singing this, and you never lose that feeling.
There's a bunch of them. We Don't Talk Anymore, Miss You Nights, even the oldies, when I, you know, get to sing Living Doll and you see someone on the front row. I've mentioned this in my book, that I've seen it so often where the guy will go like this, and I'm thinking, either they got engaged and she was his living doll, or they had their first baby and it was their living doll. You become part of people's memories. So I like singing those things. But coming back to your question, if I was asked to present a song of mine, a record of mine, to someone who just came from Mars and didn't know what any of us did, I would want him to hear Devil Woman.
Oh, I love that song.
Yeah.
The Devil Woman.
Will even on her mind. Yeah.
But I'm off.
Oh, I know. I saw you could do that song well, because I saw you with the hat on earlier.
Look, demented. I don't know about Devil Woman going on. Look, we've got a clip here, Cliff. Bess, if you would, please, a clip now from the Time Machine Tour.
Sounds lovely. Thank you.
I'm just saying this, a clip. Devil Woman, it's not really a Cliff song, is it, Devil Woman?
Well, it wasn't meant to be for me, I don't think, but the guy that wrote it sent it to me, and I'm thinking, how can I sing this? I'm the one known for singing Living Doll and Summer Holiday, and there's nothing wrong with that. I enjoyed those years immensely. And I'm thinking, I love this song, but would the fans like it? In the end, Bruce Welch approached me about doing an album of stuff. He said, the only criteria we should use is that there shouldn't be anything like Congratulations or Summer Holiday on it. And that, I thought, okay, fair enough. And then I played him that one. He, of course, went ahead and found, I don't know, a dozen other great songs, and Nearly Famous happened. And that changed things for me. But what was interesting, fans didn't mind me singing that. That became one of my biggest hits in America, too. So I was really pleased about that. It left me open to sing songs like Carrie and We Don't Talk Anymore, a whole bunch of other stuff.
Now, I know what you're like. I bet you've already got your next tour planned, have you?
Well, it's not exactly planned.
Yeah, I told you.
It always worries me. It happened on this last tour when people started writing and saying, or meeting me saying, we're coming to your concert in Birmingham, and I'm thinking, oh, I haven't thought of what songs to do yet. Because sometimes the ticket sales go on so early.
Oh, they go on early? Oh, really?
Well, the Shadows and I have had our first couple of meetings. We've not exactly decided, but kind of decided what we're going to do, and thought about how we might present it on stage, so it's on the way.
The happy woman there looks beaming. But you're doing a special performance at the Royal Variety.
Yes, it's going to be seen, we'll be on it next Wednesday, in fact, and again, it'll be fun. We were at rehearsals yesterday, and we're doing 3 songs, Young Ones, Willie and the Hand Jive, and Move It. And we did the first 2, and they said, could you hold on a minute? And I was talking to Hank, and I said, isn't it, Hank, you know, I'm standing here, you're here, Bruce is here, Brian's there, and I said, at moments like this, it's like time never moved. It was so strange, because we're very comfortable with each other. You know, fortunately, we had an amicable parting. They actually broke up as a group. I didn't have a fight with them. They didn't have fights with each other. So when we get together, we're old friends getting together. And I really hope that's going to come across when we come on tour. But I got that feeling yesterday at the Palladium. It'll happen again when we do it.
How many of the original Shadows are left?
3. Yeah, we had a few deaths. And remember, the 2 original drummer-bass player, Jet Harris, Tony Meehan, they actually left the Shadows, I don't know, 2 or 3 years in. So they weren't part of the Shadows evermore after that. They had big success, too. They had Scarlett O'Hara, Applejack, really, really good songs. But it's a little difficult for us now, because we've had 5 other, well, they've had 5 other different bass players. And Mark Griffiths, who's played with the Shadows now for 20 years, is going to be bass playing for us. But the 2 frontmen and Brian Bennett, I guess they'll always be the Shadows anyway.
I must say the word Hank Marvin about twice a day, because it's I'm Hank Marvin. I'm starving. No, really.
That's right. He's like Ruby Murray. I always had...
That's it, Ruby. I'm going for a Ruby.
For a Ruby Murray. Or a Stanley. Have you heard of Stanley?
No.
Stanley Matthews.
What's that?
Matthews Rosé.
Oh, is it?
So we always go for a Ruby and a bottle of Stanley.
Now, Cliff, it's hard to find a Christmas present for you, really, but we've got one for you here. Dave, please, if you would.
It's not another hat, is it?
No, it's not, Cliff. This is something you'll never have.
What is it?
Right, Dave?
Here we go.
Oh, you're kidding.
Dave dresses like this all the time.
Oh, I must learn that one. Oh, I'm going to learn that one.
Oh! Brilliant, isn't it?
Oh, my goodness.
Brilliant.
Unbelievable.
Well, Dave's got the controls. You take that home with you. Cliff, it's good to see you. And congratulations on the book, by the way.
Thank you.
That's the other thing.
Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, please, Sir Cliff Richard. Come on. Hands together. Cliff, put it there, Cliff.
Thanks, Paul.
No, that's your blessing. See you.
Fantastic. I love it.